Hey guys, what's up for a different kind of video today on my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Claire, and just to give you a little bit of info about me, I grew up in a small town in Alabama, graduated with 28 people, but then right after high school I went to Auburn University in Alabama, where I graduated with thousands of people, and I majored in finance and political science. And during all that time, there was a lot going on in my personal life, growing as a person, you know, but then also like family issues, which I mean, like, who doesn't have family issues of some sort? And then after I graduated college, I just moved up here to Columbus, Ohio, where I now work for Victoria's Secret Pink as a digital commerce coordinator. And all of that sounds really great, you know, coming out loud, but there were so many things that, like, you know, happened to me as a person, you know, with all my friends, you know, privately, publicly, I had to deal with through high school and through college. And so one of the goals on my channel has always been to help people in whatever way that I can. And today I'm just going to be giving you some back to school tips, tricks, and just things to live by. I'm going to give y'all some tips and tricks because it's not always easy, you know, and there's things that you need to remember. And I'm going to make it kind of quick as I can, because, you know, I know you kind of want to just hear what maybe I have to say. Hopefully I can help at least one person. We'll see how that goes today. But thank you for joining me on this fun day. And let's go ahead and get started. I got some coffee. It's iced coffee, but it kind of got watered down because I just edited a video while I was waiting on my dishwasher to stop, because I started the dishwasher right before I was gonna film this, and like, what dummy does that? Me. But we're just learning as we go every day, so cheers to that. First tip on school that I want to give you, and just to kind of let you know, this is all for high school or college: do something every day that scares you. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be like every single day that scares you, but when I say that, I mean maybe even just like once a week, once a month, or even once a semester. And I don't mean like going and getting some like crazy tattoo or something that you don't want, but do something that scares you, in a sense that's something that you'll regret if you don't do it, that you've always wanted to do. So every single person out there, no matter who you are, there's something in the back of your mind that you want to try, that you want to do, that you want to experience in your life. For me, all through college and even high school, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I was so scared about what people thought of me. And then one day I was just like, why do I care about what anybody thinks of me? You know, like, honestly, I don't care that much. Let's just see, like, I've seen so many other people start it, why can't I do it? And so that was the thing that I really started that scared me. Other things that I've started that scared me, even just like posting on Instagram, posting like, you know, selfies of my makeup, because I want not to like show off like, I think I'm pretty. No, not like that. It's like, I want people to, it's like an art to me. So that was always something that scares me, like really expressing myself publicly. But do something that scares you, even like if it's talking to somebody you've never talked to before, you know, that you may not would talk to normally. My challenge for you this school year is to do something that scares you, in a sense of something that you've always wanted to try to do, whether that be like start a business or start a YouTube channel or start posting more things on your Instagram that, you know, are inspiring to you, or just things that you find, you know, nice, something you like. I mean, that's the bottom line with that. Second thing is a little bit more logistical, so that was more of like a life motivating kind of thing, but this is high school and college too. Invest in a planner. So I love Google Calendar. I've talked about that on my channel before, but invest in like a real life paper planner. If you're going into college, especially at the beginning of every semester, you need to take the syllabus that your professors are going to each give you, go in there and write all of the important dates down now, quiz dates, test dates, homework due dates, whatever they give you, go ahead and write it down, because you're probably going to lose that syllabus unless you keep a file. That's another kind of tip. Just keep one of those little file folders. You can buy them at like Walgreens, and every single semester keep all of your stuff together. That way if you ever have to look back at something, you can have it, because sometimes you're going to have those professors that are going to be like, you're going to ask them a question like, when is this due? And they're going to be like, read the syllabus, and you're going to have to be like, well, I lost it. So write it down, invest in a planner. It doesn't have to be like $100 planner. It can be something from Target, you know, Walgreens, whatever. Just make sure you have something that's paper back and not just digital. So that's just a little side tip that I find helpful. Like, I like to have both. I like to have Google Calendar on my phone and on my laptop, but that's just kind of like just remember that. Next tip is a little bit different depending on whether you're in high school or college, but keep your phone on either do not disturb or turn all of your notifications off for your social media apps while you're in class. So this new thing that I've started doing is I completely turned off my Instagram notifications because Instagram is like my biggest addiction, and I noticed like in classes and stuff, especially in college, if I would get a notification, like it would kill me. I'm like a super anxious person anyway, so I would have to go open and see what the notification was. If somebody sent me a message and I could only read the first couple of words, I would have to open it because I would be like, what if it's a mean message? I don't know. That was a super side note. But yeah, you don't even have to turn your phone on do not disturb, but if you're in like a group message with your friends, that you know like nothing serious is gonna go down, because I don't want to say put it on do not disturb, because then like if an emergency happens with your family or something, they need to get in contact with you, you don't want that. But in high school you kind of have to either turn your phone off or not have a phone at all. Like we weren't allowed to have phones at all, but in college it's so tempting to be on your phone when you should be paying attention and learning, because you're paying a lot of money to be sitting in that desk where you're going to be sitting. And this is something I wish I would have done, because I was so addicted to checking my phone in classes, and so some of my classes I did not do the best in. So because of my phone and because I was so addicted to it. And so any of those texts, like if it's a boy you like, if it's your friend group, put them on like hide the alerts for at least while you're in the class, or even like maybe the whole day. That way if you go and check it, you can see it, but you're not going to be getting those notifications popping up. Also try turning off like Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's just my recommendation. That's something I wish I would have done. I've done that now recently because I don't want to spend my whole day wasted on Instagram. I'd rather be doing other things lately, and so that's a good tip. The next tip I have is don't spend unnecessary money trying to stay in fashion with the latest trends that you see happening. For instance, when I first went to Auburn, when I first went to college, the thing to have were Chacos. Personally, I did not like Chacos. I still don't like Chacos, and I'm really glad I didn't spend $100 or whatever on a pair. Same thing with like Birkenstocks. I'm sorry, I know most people love Birkenstocks. I don't love Birkenstocks, so I never bought a pair. I literally would wear shoes, and some of them really did have holes in it. And I think people on here may think I have a lot of money, but I really don't. Like a lot of the stuff that I give away or do hauls with, I get it for free, like when I was a Pink Campus rep, or the things I've given away in my latest giveaways are kind of different, you know, because I went to that sale. But if you've watched my channel before, you know that, but that's just a side note too. But yeah, in college, it was just like people would buy new clothes all the time, like Lululemon. I never bought Lululemon because I didn't want to spend so much money, you know, on leggings. So I got all these free leggings from Pink, so that's what I wore. And it's okay to shop at like Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx, whatever. Honestly, I think they have cuter clothes anyway than a lot of more expensive places. But what I'm trying to, the bottom line to this point is to never feel self-conscious or upset or embarrassed because you can't afford to have the same things that other people may be able to afford to have. So don't be ashamed if you have to wear, you know, old raggedy leggings. I just wore my shoes from high school all the way through college, and I literally didn't get new tennis shoes until like this year. So that was a random side note. But yeah, so don't be embarrassed by where you come from or what you wear. Just embrace your fashion, and also going along with that, if your style is different and like you're not like the typical whatever, however typical girls dress, don't be embarrassed by that either. Embrace your personal style, your personal vibe, and everything's gonna be okay because you'll be the one that stands out. So there's that. And if you're basic too, then that's fine. I'm like a mix of both, so there's that. This next step kind of goes along with the first thing where I said do something that scares you, but this one's going to be find what motivates you. Now that can be like something with fitness, you know, going to the gym. That can be motivating to see results like that, or it can be like business. You may be motivated by like, you know, reading books and learning more about how to start a business. My motivation right now has been YouTube. Like I'm watching it grow every day. I'm finally being able to monetize my channel, and so that's kind of been what's been motivating me for the past couple of years, and just seeing other successful people do well. That's what's motivating to me. I love business in every sense. I think that's just so cool. But find out what motivates you personally. You know, if you're interested in so many different majors but you can't make up your mind about what you want to do, if you've seen my channel at all, you know I went through pretty much every major out there. Find what major is like right for you, and find what motivates you in the classroom and outside the classroom. talk with people, you know, read books, watch YouTube videos about that major that you may be interested in. Don't just settle for a major just because your family tells you to do something or you feel like that's going to make a lot of money, because at the end of the day that's not going to make you happy. And same thing if you're in high school, same thing, watch YouTube videos and like Google about different careers. Do your research and find out what motivates you, what makes you want to be successful, or what makes you want to be happy. You know, don't do things for money, don't do things for other people, do it for you. And that was really broad, but same thing, high school, college, don't go along with what other people want you to do. You do you. Now this next tip may offend people. I don't really know. I don't really care, because this is the honest truth. Don't let a relationship keep you from doing what you want to do. So that's kind of being said, if you're in high school and you're looking to go to college, if you have like a dream school that you've always wanted to go to, but your boyfriend or girlfriend is back home and they're not going there, but you have the opportunity to go there, whether you have scholarships or you can afford it or whatever, go. Like, don't let that fear of being long distance keep you from doing that. And I know you're probably thinking, Clay, you've been single forever. Yes, but when I was in high school, I had a boyfriend and I was going to stay back and go to a school near my hometown because I was scared to be 2.5 hours away, but luckily we did break up, so I did go off to college, and I could go because I had scholarships and stuff. So it was one of those things, like it was like a God thing. Like I was so blessed that I was able to go off, and yeah, so don't let a boy or a girl, whatever, keep you from living out your dream and chasing your dreams. And same thing when you leave college. I feel like, you know, I get it, like if you're gonna get married and stuff, like I get that, I do. Maybe I'm just salty because I'm single, so whatever. But I really am happy that I've been able to be career focused for the past couple of years, so I am thankful for that. But at the same time, like even if I was in a serious relationship, I have learned that you gotta look out for you, because with that person did the same thing, you know, like if they had this opportunity to go off somewhere, this is just for those particular people in particular situations. Now I get it, if you're super in love and you have the same interests and want to do the same things in life, that's great. But if there's something you really want to do and you feel like somebody's holding you back, don't let them, because you'll regret it one day if things don't work out. So that's just me being blunt. I'm sorry if that hurt any feelings, but that's just the truth. And that kind of leads into my next point. Point number 7 is don't worry about the future, because God's got you covered. I really, in high school, I was so worried all the time about my future, about my grades, about what people thought about me, about where I would end up in school. And the same thing in college. Oh my goodness, I had the worst anxiety. I went to like 5 different therapists. I was so worried about what the future held all the time. Like even this summer, before I got a full-time job with Pink, while I was interning with Pink, I was worried the whole time about, like, as soon as this ends, I gotta find like a forever career, and if it doesn't work out, then what am I gonna do? But it worked out, and so like I'm still worried, you know, about where my future holds. You know, like I said, I'm single, and so it's like a lot of my friends are getting engaged, getting married, having babies, you know, in serious relationships, and I'm so happy for them because, you know, they're happy, and it's like, where's my person? But you know, I realized that God's got somebody out there for me, and one day I will find them. But for now, I cannot worry about my future and what it holds, because God is the leader of my future. And so there's no point in worrying about something that you don't know what's going to happen, but somebody else knows what's going to happen, so you got to just trust in him. So same thing, whether it be your grades or your career or friendships, like don't let worry like stop you from living your life. You know, some people like me get so worried that it'll work them up that they can't even do anything. I used to be like that, but lately I've just been like, this summer I like just sat back and let God do his thing, and I worked really, really hard, and he like really, really blessed me. And nothing I ever say is to be braggy, because Lord knows I could not do it without him. So it's just, I'm very blessed. So just take a step back, breathe, trust in God, and don't worry. So that's my tip with that. The next tip that I have is a little bit more about school. So this is kind of different from high school and college, but it's going to kind of sound funny to people in high school, but talk to people in your classes. Now, like I said, I went to a really small high school. I graduated with 28 people. But in high school, you're really not allowed to talk in class, or you get in trouble and can get sent to the office. But in college, I mean, you can't talk in class, but before and after classes, talk to people that sit next to you. Get their phone numbers, add them on GroupMe, start GroupMes with groups of people, take advantage of that because they may be smarter than you. I learned that a lot. I was a political science and finance major, and both of those majors are really, really big. And this is one of my biggest regrets of college. I was so scared that people thought I was dumb that I barely talked to anybody in any of my classes. Like, even at graduation, I graduated with a business school, and I literally sat by myself like everybody else that was graduating in business. Like, I knew all the faces, and like I'd seen them before, but they were all friends because they weren't afraid to make friends in the classes, you know, like they didn't know each other before they started those classes. And so they became friends, and then I went to class every day with my headphones in, and I would sit there, like I'd get there 10 minutes early with my headphones in, playing on my phone, you know, looking at YouTube and stuff, and then class would start, I would take them out, and then as soon as class ended, I'd put my headphones right back in and hurry out the door to my next class or to work. And that's one of my biggest regrets, is just not being friendly with people, because there were some instances where I did make friends in the classes, and we helped each other a lot with like homework and like assignments that were due, and like we would send each other pictures of our answers, you know, and we'd help each other out. And the classes that I did that with, I did a lot better as far as grade wise because, you know, I had somebody to compare my stuff to. And so wish I would have done that with all my classes. But, and you know, sometimes like boys in my classes, like you kind of assume they're smarter than you, but some days like these boys would be like, hey, can I see what you did for your homework? And I would be like, sure. And then I was like, wait, Claire, you're probably smarter than a lot of them. Like, why don't you just talk to these people and, you know, become friends with them? And like, because they're probably smarter than you in some ways. So don't be scared to talk to people. That's that. I promise we're getting close to the end, but this next point kind of goes along with that, is go to office hours. I'm going to tell y'all a little bitty story. So I was always so scared to go to office hours for my professors, because I was like, what do you actually talk about in these office hours? Like, you go in for like, what, 5-10 minutes? Like, if you don't have anything to talk about, what do you talk about? At the beginning of the semester, the professors will, you know, they'll look at their, like, who's in their class, look at the list, but then, like, and they'll kind of see your faces through the semester, but you need to make an impression at the beginning of the semester by going to their office hours, just introducing yourself, telling them your goals for your career, your life, your major, their class, and then see like what their expectations are. Ask them ways that you can stand out, ways that you can improve, ways that you can get ahead and do well. That way you don't have to ever get behind, because if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And so that's one thing that I wish I would have done, and I didn't have to do that until this last semester, because I took intermediate accounting, which is like the 3rd level of accounting. It was the worst class I've ever taken in my entire life. I literally had to go to my professor's office hours like every other week, because I struggled so hard from the get-go, because I didn't, you know, introduce myself in the beginning, and he probably would have helped me if I would have. I waited until about halfway through the semester when I realized, oh buddy, I got a big storm coming. So I marched my little way in there, and I was like, hey, I know we're past like the 9-week mark, but your girl's struggling. And luckily he was a blessing and an angel in disguise, because after that he really did help me pass the class, like flat out, honestly. And so that's one thing I wish I would have done in other classes. Like, I've never struggled in a class like I have with that one before, but before then, like, I could have made even better in other classes than I did, because I just settled and I didn't go out of my way to introduce myself and to make an impression. So that's just a side note. So even if you're in high school, talk to your teachers if you're struggling, and try to do it from the beginning of the semester. If you know is a subject that you may not be the best at, do that. They love that. They love forming relationships with their students, or otherwise they wouldn't be a professor or a teacher. So that's a point that I wish I would have done. The next 2 points go together. The first one I'm going to say is say yes, and then the point 11 is going to be say no. So say yes. When people ask you to go do things that you maybe just like, oh, I really just want to do nothing tonight, like I'm having like anxiety, you know, like social anxiety. I have the worst social anxiety. Like, being around large groups of people in like popular settings gives me the worst anxiety. Like, going to the pool at like an apartment complex where there's other college kids literally makes me have mental breakdowns, like every time I think about it. Like right now, outside of my window, there are people out there with music and laughing and, you know, just having a good time that are like my age. That gives me anxiety, like thinking about being out there. But in college, I would get asked to do that all the time, and I would always say no. And I wish I would have gone, because those are opportunities to meet people and to make memories that I missed out on. So If somebody asks you to go to the movies, say yes. If a boy asks you to go on a date and he doesn't seem sketchy or scary, just say yes. If your friends want to go to a concert with you and it's not costing you money, say yes. You know, just say yes to those opportunities, because those are memories that you're going to regret not making, because they may go out and have a really good fun time and you're going to miss out on that. And college goes by so quick. Like, I feel like I just moved in and to my freshman dorm and now I'm already done. It's 4 years later, which is so sad. And I miss it. So say yes to those things, but then also say no. So if you know you have a big test coming up and you're one of those people that is a yes man and you'll go and do anything, say no. If you gotta study, if you're struggling in class, say no to them. If you're in high school or whatever also, and somebody asks you to go do something but you just have other things that you want to do, or if you just need like a mental health day, like we were saying, like if you do need a relaxing day to yourself, if you do need to just curl up and watch a movie by yourself, say no. It's okay. But I'm saying find a healthy combo of each. Like, don't be to the person that stays in your room all the time, because I was this way for a while and I honestly got depressed. Like, I was so sad all the time. I just wanted to be alone. But then as soon as my friends started making me do things, I started getting a lot happier and realizing, okay, being by myself all the time is not a good thing. But like my senior year, when I was really focused on YouTube, I would say no to things so I could get stuff done, and I really am happy that I did that, because it's really just helped me grow on here. So there's a combination. You gotta pick and choose your battles. Don't be afraid to say no, but also say yes when you feel like you should say yes. You know what I'm saying? But say no. If anybody ever tries to make you do anything that you don't want to do, say no, and don't be ashamed of that. The last point that I have today, I did 12 points because 12 is my favorite number. Have fun. So that kind of goes with all the other stuff. I know you're probably leaving the video now and you're like, I waited for that. But have fun, make memories, laugh at yourself, laugh with other people. Don't be mean to people, be kind to people. Give other people compliments that you may not know. Try to be nice to at least one stranger a day. Have fun, make memories, especially in high school. High school feels like so long ago. Like, I began high school 8 years ago, and it just, like, I remember starting high school like it was yesterday. And I miss like my best friends from high school. Like, I literally FaceTime them before I filmed this. Like, we're still friends to this day. So take every moment and like cherish it, because high school literally flies by like it's nothing. But then college is even faster. Like, college was like over in a blink of an eye. You know, enjoy those classes that you hate. Try to find something that you love about them and just make memories and make friends. Like, don't be scared to talk to new people. You know, a lot of people go to high schools that have like hundreds and hundreds of students. You know, I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but you know, if you are in that, it's kind of like college. Don't be scared to talk to somebody that you normally wouldn't talk to. And so that's just my tip for that. Just have fun and enjoy it. Don't take every little thing so seriously. Don't take your grades seriously, but don't make them like, you know, stress you out to the point where you're sick all the time and, you know, just sad. Like, just take at least like a day out of the week and do something nice for yourself, and be nice to yourself every day. And don't let boys be mean to you. And that's about all I have to say for this video. I could do a part 2 to this if you would like to see more like organizational tips and like more detailed things about how to like stay motivated and how to make good grades and how to stay organized in college. I had a video like that like over a year ago, but I would be happy to remake it because like some things have changed as far as like my organization and stuff. I hope y'all have a great time going back to school, whether you're in high school or college. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Stay blessed wherever you are. Mwah.